Kodai Senga's on the mound for the Mets tonight. He'll be facing the Giants for the second straight start. He struggled against them Sunday in San Francisco.
He was on such a roll before he hurt his hamstring. And then his first start coming off the IL, 4 outstanding innings against the Kansas City Royals. Since then, 3 home runs and 8 innings pitched. He'll try to turn it around here against the Giants.
All right, here we go. Senga to Ramos to start the game.
And Ramos chops one to third. Nice easy hop for Mauricio. Low throw, and Alonzo digs it out for the first out of the day. Routine play, and Mauricio made it an adventure.
In between hop, a little bit of a long hop, but not a real true long hop. Not an easy pick.
Devers hit the ball hard against Senga back in San Francisco on Sunday. Devers out to left center. Hit that pretty hard. Mullins chasing all the way back at the wall. He'll leap, and he can't catch it. It's off the top of the wall, and Devers has himself a double.
Well, we said the wind wasn't doing much. Mullins, this was an awkward route. His route wasn't directly to the wall. Maybe trying to time it up and slipped a little bit, but as close to a homer as you can get.
1-2 to Adames with Matt Chapman on deck. And Adames goes down swinging on the forkball. And Senga's got his first strikeout of the day. The league is hitting 110 against the ghost fork. Here's Chapman.
That's ball 4. So Chapman does draw the walk. He got one pitch, had a pretty good swing, and then Senga kind of moved on.
And he'll face Dom Smith instead with 2 men on. Dom Smith or Pete Alonzo.
Right.
Dom hits it to his good friend Pete, who makes the play to retire the side. Senga strands a pair. Mets come to bat.
It's not an easy task for Kai-Wei Teng. We saw him early last year. This is his first big league appearance of this season, Hunter, and it's his first career major league start.
Brandon Nimmo leads off, and Nimmo gets hit by the pitch, and that's one way to get aboard. Is Francisco Lindor inside and low, ball 4, and the Mets have the first 2 men on. So here's Soto.
Juan batting just 191 with men in scoring position.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3. First out of the game. Soto strikes out.
1 away. Now Pete Alonso homered last night. 23rd of the year. The 249th of his Mets career. And Pete drives one to deep left center. Forget that. Pete Alonso 250. 3-run bomb. 3-0 New York. Well, he squared up that fastball. 250 career home runs for Pete Alonso. That's 1 milestone. The next one is 2 home runs away. A badly needed multiple run home run to get the Mets off to a fast start. 24 home runs, 86 RBIs for the year now for Pete. And now McNeil lines one into center field for a base hit. Well, the Mets have 2 consecutive hits against Tang. 0-2 to Mauricio.
On the ground, Chapman is going to flip to second. Schmidt with that strong arm almost turned what would have been a kind of spectacularly awkward double play. They didn't quite get it.
The inning goes on now, and here is Cedric Mullins.
He pops it up. Chapman into foul ground. Out number 3. Well, Pete Alonso, a milestone home run, has put the Giants behind. We'll go to the second. 3-0 Mets.
So bases loaded, no out. 3-0 Mets in the second. Left-hand hitting Grant McRae, the batter. And the first pitch to him hit hard on the ground up the middle, but it's cut off by the second baseman, Beatty, to Lindor at second for 1. And on to first, a double play.
Schmidt is in. Man, that was a great turn by the Mets. I thought he had it. So good defense from the Mets. Giants still have a runner at third.
Behind Ramos 3-1. And he lines one to center. Mullins moves over in front of it. Side retired. Senga limits the damage to 1 run. It's 3-1 New York. So 7 straight strikes for Senga and back-to-back strikeouts of the 2 and 3 hitters. Now facing Chapman, who walked on a collection of forkballs his first time up.
That's ball 4. Chapman walks for the second straight time.
A little 2-out walk right there. Keep him working.
Now Dom Smith.
3-1 the count.
Smith down the right field line and pretty deep. Soto back at the wall. Gone! Dom Smith against his old team has tied the game with 1 swing. It's 3-3.
Dom Smith, the big clutch hit last night, and ties this one up with another clutch hit.
You can beat yourself up over the pitch, but the mistake was the 2-out walk.
So we start fresh. Casey Schmidt batting. Schmidt hammers one on the ground. Mauricio plays the big hop and throws him out. Side retired. 2-run homer by Dom Smith ties the game. It's 3-3 in the third.
That's a good spot for Jung Hoo to try to get on base. Bottom of the order, Kisner and McRae to follow. Down the left field line. That one is a fair ball into the corner. So Lee's got himself an opposite field double. He'll stay at second, 1 out for Grant McRae. McRae drives one to deep right field, and Soto won't get it. 1 hop against the wall. Lee will run through the stop sign, and the throw goes to second. And Grant McCray, who had to stop at first, knocks in the go-ahead run.
Wild one. It's not too often you see Grant McCray hit a ball to the wall. It's just a single. Maybe he thought he got it here. We'll take a look, but maybe a good carom. For Jung-Hoo Lee, you want to get just enough to where you're going to score no matter what. Booking it. He kind of knows he's making this all the way. And a little hesitation, but casually gets in there. Beautiful base running. Trust your instincts.
Mets behind for the first time in this game. Cedric Mullins leads off. That's lined into right field, and Cedric Mullins has his first hit as a New York Met. So Mullins, who had never worn anything but an Orioles uniform until yesterday, now gets his first hit in the purple and gray. And Beatty takes the walk, and the Mets have 2 men on. And let's see, is Bob Melvin going to make a move?
Yeah, he's walking fast.
I think he's seen enough.
Well, Teng gave him 3 1/3 in his first major league start. And the Giants go to left-hander Matt Gage with 2 on and 1 out. Nimmo has walked and scored a run, struck out. Nimmo hits a 2-hopper, pass Schmidt into right center field. That'll tie the game. Mullins comes in to score. Brandon Nimmo with an RBI single, and it's 4-4. Looked like a double play ball off the bat, but Schmidt does not have great range and couldn't get to that ball on his backhand. Beatty able to go first to third, so the go-ahead run at third with 1 out for Lindor to drive in. And he pushes a bunt. The throw will not be made. It's an infield hit, and the Mets have the lead.
I mean, Adames never covered second base. That's why Dom had no play.
Do you think he had a play at home?
Could have had a play at home, but you're still going to cover the bag.
And here's Soto. And he hits a hard ground ball to second. Fielded cleanly by Schmidt. The second one, Adames to first, double play, inning over. But they gave away a run, and we go to the 5th inning. The Mets getting 2 total in the inning.
Now the Mets have 2 men on for Nimmo. Nimmo had an RBI single to tie the game in the 4th. He's also been hit by a pitch. That's lined into left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Alvarez around third. He'll come in to score. Brandon Nimmo with his second RBI hit of the day. And the Mets have a 2-run lead at 6-4.
That was a good read by Alvarez.
Here's Lindor, who had a bunt hit to drive in the go-ahead run in the 4th inning. And Francisco bounces one toward the hole. That goes through for a base hit. Beatty around third. He's heading home. The throw by McCray, not in time. Francisco Lindor found the hole on the right side. His second hit of the day and his second RBI, and it's 7-4 New York. Tyler Rogers makes his Mets debut against his old team.
So we've seen some weak contact induced by Tyler Rogers, and there are 2 outs here in his Mets debut.
Chapman hits a 3-hopper to shortstop, and Lindor throws him out to end the inning. So Tyler Rogers with a scoreless inning, his first outing as a Met, 7-4 New York. 1-1 to Nimmo with the bases full. And he lines one the other way for a base hit. Mauricio is in. Mullins will stop at third. Brandon Nimmo with his 3rd RBI hit of the day. And it's 8-4 New York. And Lindor bats with the bases loaded and 2 out. And Lindor smacks one toward the gap in right center field. This might clear the bases. Mullins is in. Beatty scores. Nimmo will stop at third. 2-run double for Francisco Lindor. He's got a 4 RBI day, and the Mets lead by a half a dozen. It's 10-4. Nimmo at third, Lindor at second with 2 down. And that curveball goes over his head. It gets by Kinzer, and in to score comes Nimmo with the 11th Met run. Pete Alonzo had a 3-run homer back in the 1st inning. He lines this one down the right field line, and that'll go to the corner for extra bases. Throw coming into second is wide off McCray, and Alonzo will go to third as the ball rolls toward the tarp, and Pete will stop at third base.
Wow.
A double for Alonzo, an error on McCray, getting him to third, and Pete having himself a day. Giants throw the white flag, not bringing the infield in.
No.
McNeil hits one on the ground. That'll get a run in. Smith throws out McNeil. Alonzo comes in to score to make it 12-4 New York. So after the leadoff triple, Garcia gets a couple of pop-ups, and the Giants are down to their final lap.
He may pitch out of this one.
And here is Willie Adames.
Adames out to center field and pretty deep. Mullins all the way back, and it's gone. Willie Adames. Game's not over yet. His 17th of the year. 12-6.
Battling with 2 strikes, and he got it.
2-2 from Garcia. And he got him looking, and the ball game is over. The Mets put an end to a 4-game losing streak and move back into first place in the National League East.